Mark Bell from supertraining.tv. This is Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. We're doing a dynamic effort bench press with chains. We have, I think we used about 5 chains per side on this day. And we're using 3-second pauses at the top of each lift. So you're going to notice each guy will pause for about 3 seconds at the top. And then they'll go down and still try to press the weights out as fast as they can. Slight pause at the bottom, just mixing things up a little bit here at Super Training. You know, the only way you learn is to try new things. And if you never try new things, and how do you know whether it's going to work or not work for you? So we try all different kinds of things, try to hit everything from all angles. This is Robot, and we're working on actually having him bench press a little bit higher. He brings the weight pretty low as if he's bench pressing in his shirt, even when he's raw. And what I would like to see is I'd like to see him bench a little bit higher and have him train his arms a little bit better. In my opinion, it's a better way to train the guns, a better way to train the triceps. So let's see how bad I messed this up here after trying to teach him how to do it. The same rules don't apply for the coach. The coach can get away with whatever they want, right? You see how I'm trying to keep the barbell actually, I guess you'd say, in front of my triceps. Trying to keep the barbell more towards my fat double chin, and my elbow is tucked in close to my body. So it's almost like an extension, really. And I learned that at Westside Barbell from Louis Simmons years and years ago. Back when Louis was benching around 600 pounds, he was just telling me that it's how important it was. He was stressing to me how important it was to build up strong arms. And I think there's a lot of people out there that don't realize how important it really is. See, now Robot's got the idea down. The barbell is in front of his elbow at the bottom of the lift. You can pause your YouTube and you can kind of take a look at it for yourself. Mess around with it, see if it works for you. Everybody's built differently, so it may or may not work that great for you. There's, in my opinion, there's not a ton of guys that can bench press in a straight line, in their shirt or out of their shirt. So you're just going to have to try to figure out what works best for you. Got about 235, 240 pounds on there. And then plus there's about 100 pounds of chains. And on this week, I came off of benching a pretty heavy shirted bench press on Thursday. So that factors into your workout a little bit too. You're only as good as your workout's only as good as the recovery. And you don't want to demolish yourself every single time you come into the gym. You want to work hard. Give yourself a couple of things to work hard on. Give yourself some goals. Give yourself some set things to work on. But you don't want to destroy yourself every single time. So this day is kept somewhat light. You'll see I'll work up a little bit, but only for a set or two. Another thing I've been working on with the bench, I actually been working on forcing my knees outward on the bench as well. It may sound kind of strange to you, but there's not a whole lot of sports where you can think of where having your knees buckled inward would be a strong or would be a good position to be in. So you always want your knee to be over your ankle basically, or in line with your feet. And even in the bench press, especially in a bench shirt, you'll see it a lot of times. Guys will get real tight as they're coming down, as they're getting down to the last inch, half inch, and their whole body will collapse. And if you really watch their legs, it all starts from their legs. So I'm trying to keep my legs real sturdy on a lot of these lifts here. And if you try it out and it hurts your hips, then that's how you know you're doing it the right way. It should be pretty uncomfortable. You see those chains are giving you a pretty good whip too. So to actually hold those at the top is pretty damn hard. It would be like holding the kettlebell at the top. I don't know if you guys ever tried to do an overhead press with a kettlebell. But if you try to hold it statically at the top, it's very hard because it comes back down, it kind of whips back down. That's exactly what the chains are doing. They're whipping all over the place. See Treston show on that last one, he used the slingshot. his coming into this workout, he said his shoulder was bugging him a little bit. So if you got a problem, you got to figure out a way to solve it. You know, can you train for the day is the question. If the answer is yes, then you need to figure out what do you got to do to be able to train for the day. Maybe your back is really tight and you can't do a regular bench press. You can't set up very good on a regular bench press, so you got to come in and do a floor press instead. I do that quite a bit. If I have a hard squat session or deadlift session or blown out from good mornings or something, I'll get on the floor, and that way I don't have to use any leg drive. I don't have to be a contortionist on the bench press. I can just keep my legs flat, keep my back flat, and just press just like that, you know. So now we're going up a little bit in weight. I believe there's about 290 pounds, 280 pounds on there, something like that. I try to get in, you know, the standard 8 to 10 sets or so. But as I mentioned in other videos, I do like to mix it up. Like to try to get different weights in my hands. Force is mass times acceleration. So occasionally I'll have a different mass on the bar, and I'll have a different acceleration. So just play around with it, see how you know, see what works for you. This is around 320 pounds. Got the Iron Wolf bench press bar. Some people complain that these barbells are expensive. They are expensive, but they're also indestructible pretty much from what we've seen. We've had a lot of guys handle some big weights with these barbells. Now I'm going up in weight, going up to around 405, or that's 410 rather. And now I got the slingshot on, just getting a little bit of an overload towards the end of the workout. And that last rep was a real doozy. Barely locked that sucker out. That was brutal. And that's it from supertraining.tv.